Hi guys, welcome back to 234 in La Casa. So today we're going to do a recipe that's fun to do with friends, family, just by yourself if you'd like to, with children, and even your dogs can get involved in this recipe, at least on the eating part of this particular recipe. We're going to be doing peanut butter balls. I used to make these as a child, myself and my brother. We were first introduced to this recipe as children when we were in Montessori school, and then again I remember being introduced to it, reintroduced to it through the Nifty Nutrition program in elementary school. It is a very simple recipe, and it's something, like I said, that children and adults alike can join in and make together. It's very simple, very quick, and it is an amazing, amazing little sweet treat that you can indulge in over these springtime holidays or any time of year, really. We used to eat these peanut butter balls as an after-school snack. So I'm going to bring you all over, show you the ingredients, and I'll show you the modifications that can be made so that your pets can also enjoy in this particular sweet treat as well, okay? All right, I'll bring you all over and show you the ingredients in just a second. And don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. See you in a minute. Okay guys, so you're gonna need, for the peanut butter balls, you're gonna wanna get some Rice Krispie cereal, okay? And it can be the off-brand, which is what this is. It was $2 at the store. We're just making peanut butter balls, candy, so why, break the bank? So I just got the Crispy Rice, the Kroger brand. Okay, you're gonna need that. You're also gonna need some peanut butter, okay? Whatever brand of peanut butter that you like or that you already have on hand. And you're also gonna need some powdered milk, and I got whole powdered milk, and this was the least expensive. And then, and some honey, okay? And I know honey is expensive. This was the cheapest one, and depending on the kind of honey that you like, I know that the taste of the honey depends on the flower that was pollinated to make that honey. So you may have a preference in terms of whatever honey you want to use for these peanut butter balls, okay? But the modification that you can make if you decide that you want to do peanut butter balls for your pet, meaning a dog, instead of using the whole powdered cow's milk, you can use powdered goat's milk, okay? Because dogs it's good for them to have goat's milk. My dogs had it when they were puppies, but you can substitute the dry cow's milk for goat's milk, and then it will be friendly for your dog. And the crispy rice, you don't have to include for your dog, and you don't have to include it for humans either. This is something that we're going to be using as not a modification, but as an additive. My daughter wanted some in hers, and so I'm going to put some to the side for hers. Okay, so this is not mandatory that you have crispy rice. Okay, you could also use or Rice Krispies. You could also use corn flakes. You can crush those up, and you'll roll your peanut butter balls in that on the outside. That's another cereal that you can use if you want to have a crunch. You can also use Frosted Flakes. Crunch those up in a bag or a Ziploc bag, and put those on the outside. You can use crushed pistachio nuts. You can use crushed walnuts. You can use crushed almonds, crushed pecans, any kind of nut that you may want to use on the outside, or you can even use crunchy peanut butter instead of the creamy peanut butter that I'm going to use. Okay, so all of that can be modified and changed to your taste, okay, or to your preference, okay? All right, so I've got a cup of powdered milk. And to that, we're going to add half of a cup of honey. And to that, we're going to add half of a cup of honey. And another thing that I didn't mention too is that you can also, once you get your peanut butter balls rolled and everything, you can roll them around in powdered sugar too, to have on the outside of the peanut butter balls, okay? And then we're going to add half of a cup of creamy peanut butter. And like I said, you can use crunchy. You can use almond butter if you would prefer. So it's just whatever kind of nut butter that you enjoy. Okay? And then we're just going to mix this all together. And you don't need to pull out a mixer for this. It can be done all by hand. And you'll notice that it starts to firm up. That powdered milk is acting as the binder for the peanut butter balls. And you can absolutely increase this recipe. You can double it, you can triple it, you can quadruple it. Just depends on how many people you're going to be entertaining, or if it's just for you. You may just really enjoy these and want to have a whole lot of them. They freeze really well. So yeah, you can you know, double this as many times over as you need to. All right, and so I have a cookie sheet here lined with wax paper, and that's where I'm going to be placing the peanut butter balls and putting them in the refrigerator to just get to firm up. And then I'm going to be using some melting wafers. I'm going to get these melted, and I'm going to dip some of these peanut butter balls in chocolate, okay? And now I'm going to roll these into like quarter size balls. Let me go over here and wash my hands, okay? So now I'm just gonna get, and you'll see how easy these are to make into balls. It's not hard at all. And they already smell so good. The honey and the peanut butter together, I'm telling you, these are so good. Okay, so I'm gonna just do one like this, just plain peanut butter. Let me scoot this over so y'all can see. I'll do a couple just plain with nothing added. And then I like the crunch, so I'm going to roll mine around in the Rice Krispies. So you're gonna roll these as a ball and into a ball. And I have a skewer here. You can use a toothpick, and you can use you know, a wooden skewer. Okay. All right. I'm going to do two like that. I'll show you a little bit closer so y'all can see. Okay. Got that all coated in Rice Krispies. And I'm gonna stick this one back in there too, just to get a little bit more coating. And we're gonna stick these in the fridge. And I didn't wanna do the Rice Krispie coating when they come out of the fridge because they're gonna be pretty hard. And so it's gonna be a little bit harder to get those Rice Krispies, you know, to adhere to the peanut butter ball, because it won't be in such a sticky state anymore. It's firm, but it does have some stickiness to it. And so that's the way that you want it to be when you're trying to do, you know, adhese your Rice Krispies to the peanut butter balls, okay? All right, y'all, so we've got these done. And then now I'm gonna go ahead and add some Rice Krispies to the actual peanut butter ball dough, so they can be on the inside. And I guarantee you that these are gonna be easier to dip in chocolate with the Rice Krispies on the inside than the outside, but we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. So I'm just gonna add a little bit. What you're gonna wanna do is just eyeball it to see how much dough you have left to determine how much cereal you wanna add to your to your peanut butter ball dough, okay? And you're just gonna kind of fold it in, and it gives a nice crunch when you bite into these like that. I know my brother used to really enjoy, you know, adding, I think we would add cornflakes if I'm not mistaken. We used to, when we were growing up, could not stand cornflakes. You have to put, when you got the milk on there, I mean, you had to eat it in 30 seconds. It would turn to mush. I mean, it was just, you know, but we had to do what we had to do. But so we would use those cornflakes in these peanut butter balls, and that was a great use for the cornflakes because it helped us to get rid of them very fast, get rid of cornflakes pretty fast, so we didn't have to eat them for breakfast anymore. And now we'll just make balls out of this. And then, and I'll show you all how you're gonna make a ball out of that. It's the same process. You're just gonna have your Rice Krispies on the inside, okay, y'all? All right, so we're gonna put this in the refrigerator. They need to set up for about an hour to 2 hours. And so then when I come back, they will have set up, and then we're gonna dip them in chocolate. Not all of them, but some of them. And so if you're doing the modification where you do the powdered goat's milk instead of the cow's milk for your dogs, then you don't wanna dip it in chocolate, okay? Because dogs are not, you know, it's not good for them to have chocolate. All right. Okay, well, I will see you all back here in about an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, okay? Okay, y'all, so the peanut butter balls have been in the fridge for about an hour and they have set up. I'm gonna use Ghirardelli dark chocolate, the melting wafers. You can use any melting wafer that you would like. You can also use almond bark if you would prefer. To me, the almond bark and the melting wafers, they tend to, the chocolate tends to get hard faster than like using a chocolate candy bar or something like that to dip your fruit or different things in. So I'm gonna use the melting wafers and I'm gonna use about a cup. And so I'm gonna bring you all down and show you, I have just a little saucepan here with some water in it and a bowl. And so, just a second. And so I'm just going to, I have it on medium high heat. And so I'm going to put about a cup of chocolate, of melting wafers in here and let them melt. And then we'll start dipping the peanut butter balls. Okay, y'all, so I'm going to start off with like a cup of melting wafers. I'm not going to do too much. I don't want to have a lot left over because the peanut butter balls, I mean, we don't have that many of them. So I'm going to start with just half a cup. All right, so it's melted completely, and I'm going to go ahead and add another 1/4 of a cup of melting wafers to this, and I think that's going to be just about as much as I'm going to need. So this will be a total of 3/4 of a cup of dark chocolate melting wafers. And you know, I'm doing mine in kind of a double boiler style, but you can, you know, melt your chocolate in the microwave if you would prefer, or put yours in an actual, you know, in an actual double boiler. If that's what you would prefer as well. Okay. And I've got them here and they've set up. As y'all can see, they're very firm. Okay. And like I said, they've been in there for about an hour. All right. And so I'm going to start off with just the plain peanut butter ball with nothing in it. We'll get that dipped in there. And you can dip it like halfway. I know some people, will say that that's a buckeye or whatever they call those buckeyes, but I'm going to totally submerge mine. Okay. But they call that the Buckeye candy. And then I'm going to do one with the Rice Krispie treats in that, you know, that's mixed in. I'm going to do one like that and get that submerged. And this part of the process is fun too for kids because they love to dip, you know, dip things, and especially in chocolate. You know, if your kids, you know, like chocolate, of course. Okay, so we're going to see how this Rice Krispie does on the outside. And I think what I'm going to do is do this one halfway up. And see, the Rice Krispies are kind of coming off. So it looks like that it's probably important for you to hurry up and get that out before they start falling off from the heat. To just dip it real quick and then move it on out for the ones that have the Rice Krispies on the outside. Okay, and I'm going to do one more of those just to see what happens. I'm curious. This one's already started firming up. So that's why I like to use the melting wafers, because they firm up fast. The chocolate firms up really, really quickly. And almond bark, the same thing. You don't have to wait a long time for the chocolate to firm up. So see, that one's already getting hard. And you may want to leave some without chocolate. Just depends on what you like. I'm going to find out from my kids if they want them all dipped in chocolate or if they want some just left plain. Okay, y'all, so these are done. The chocolate has set up and they've been in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes or so. It didn't take long for the chocolate to set up. They already started setting up as I was dipping them, you know, placing them back on the wax paper. And I did taste test these two. This one is a plain, just the peanut butter inside. It's really, really good. And then this one has the Rice Krispies inside it. It's really, really good too. When we were kids growing up, we just had them with just peanut butter and would eat the peanut butter balls. We never had them dipped in chocolate. So the chocolate dipping process takes it up to the next level. It's like a next level goodness, yumminess. It's so wonderful. And this is great. This will be great for parties, gatherings, all kinds of things. And if you just want, if your kids want to come home or you as a family or what have you want to make these just as the peanut butter balls for them to have as a little snack or something like that, it also works that way as well. Okay. All right. Well, you all have a great day, and I will see you all back here at 234 in La Casa. I will see you all next time, and y'all take care. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.